ICash. So check this out, right? So I find out about ICash. You guys might have heard about ICash. And it's a loan company. You can download the app, and literally within 30 minutes, you can get your first loan. So I tried it out. I had to connect my bank account, which sketched me out a little bit, but I was like, whatever. I could just call my bank and tell them to block them if it's a scam, you know what I mean, or whatever, or reverse any transactions that happen. If they were, they'll investigate it or whatever. But anyways, so I did it. I got in, literally, they e-transferred me $100 in like 30 minutes. Like I literally downloaded the app, went through the process, took a couple minutes and then connected my bank. They literally sent me an e-transfer, boom, I had the money. So I was like, that's legit. That's pretty dope. Only cost me $20 on that $100 to get that loan, and it was like boom, just like that. So I was like, that's pretty convenient, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty dope. So anyway, so time goes by, I'm repaying my loans, everything's good. During COVID, when COVID happened, a whole series of things obviously happened to not just me, but everybody, right? So I got thrown off guard and I was late for a payment, right? I was late. Like I even told them I was gonna be late. Like I emailed them and I was like, yo, I might be late like 3 days with my payment. I've been, I worked my way all the way up to $600. Like I was, you build credit with them, you know what I mean? Establish that, whatever, that relationship, and then eventually you can loan up to like $1,500 every time, and you can pay in 3 installments. So anyways, I told them I was gonna be late. I said, if you guys try to take the money will not be in the account, and I'm just gonna get dinged with NSF fees or non-sufficient fund fees or whatever you call it, right? It's like $47 every time they try to take money out of your account. I don't have overdraft. So I told them all of that, and then sure enough, days later, even though I told them and they said that they would note that, they go to try to pull the money out, and I get hit with that NSF fee, right? $48, $47, something like that. And I was like, wow, so I still have to pay the loan. They dinged my bank when I told them not to. I said the money wouldn't be there. And then on top of it, because I was late by like a couple of days, during COVID, by the way, they didn't have any relief system. They didn't have any compassion towards that scenario. Literally, COVID just happened, and they didn't care. And they still try to pull the money out like a bunch of wannabe savages, you know what I'm saying? So now I got the insufficient funds fee or whatever. Now they're charging me like an extra $80 on top of the loan that I owed them, and they just didn't care at all. So I'm like, really, that's how you guys are gonna get down? All right. So then, the next day, they try to pull the money out again. Bing, another NSF fee, $47, $48. So I'm negative almost $100 now in my bank account already. Like, So I'm like, really, So I emailed them back. I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing? I told you like a week ago that I'm not going to have the money on this date. I gave you the date I would have the money. I told you I was going to be late in advance. And they weren't willing to reason. They just, they were acting like really unprofessional, So I was like, that's not normal behavior from a normal loan company, you know what I'm saying? And that pissed me off. So third day goes by, they hit my bank again. Another $48 I'm negative. I'm like 150 to almost $150 negative in my account now. So I'm like, you know what? I told you guys not to do that. And guess what? I'm not paying you your $600 now. Call it a loss. I don't care what you do. Call the cops. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, obviously it was probably go to collections or something like that. But I'm not. If you're not willing to compromise with me and reason with me, and you're gonna do that to me like that, try to punk me and rob me, when you know that's gonna put me in the negative each time after I told you in advance, You know what I'm saying? There's ways to deal with things, and that's not the way to do it. So, I ain't a sucker. So they got robbed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't pay them their money. It never even went to collections. It never even went onto my hard. I look on my Credit Karma. I see it's not there, and that was like 2 years ago. So that tells me that they're not even a legitimate lending loan company, because if they really were, they would be connected to real collections. They would be able to pass that debt over to collections, and they weren't able to do that, and they didn't do that because they don't have the power to do that, because they're not a legitimate company, most likely. It'll work for you, but I started reading reviews and I started seeing that other people, as soon as they get to the elite status, when you work your way up with them and then you can take out bigger loans and stuff, and every time they get to the 600 mark, they start doing weird stuff to you like that, trying to get rid of you as a customer, so that way they cut down the risk factor of them losing money. They get you before you get them, basically, before you just end up not paying them because something tragic happens or something. So that I guess that's their game. So they just literally cut you off for no reason and be like, oh, your bank doesn't work. And I'm like, yeah, well, actually, my bank does work, and it's the same bank, same account number. Like, they'll play, there's a multitude of tricks that they got, which I observed through reading the reviews. And then also somebody I know actually went through it, and that's when it really hit me. And I was like, wow, this is what they do. It's a part of their program. It's almost like a pyramid scheme almost. So I got some cool information for you guys. I wouldn't recommend something like this because, it's just not logical. It's not really, most people wouldn't want to do this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just not what we do. we're trying to progress and do well in life, right? You don't want to have debts. I don't want to have debt, you know what I mean? But they did that to me. They, and they were being unreasonable and unprofessional. And you're not going to put me in the negative and then think I'm still going to give you your money on top of it, another extra $80 after you burdened me, after I reasoned with you in advance and gave you advance time. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't playing that. So I didn't pay them. But here's the thing, though. I thought, you know what? A female that I know, they gave her trouble, and you know what I mean? And they took the money that she owed and then wouldn't let her get another loan. She's now become dependent on this loan, obviously, every pay. Unfortunately, that's what happens to us with debts and loans, right? We get sucked into that. And then you need another loan in order to fix, the money that you don't have now, because the company took it and now you're short like $600 on your check. So you get another loan. So now, but they stopped her from being able to even do that and didn't have a legitimate reason, and I overseen the entire conversation and the emails and the context of the emails, and I could tell that they were trolling her intentionally because she doesn't have, maybe she didn't have she's a girl, you know what I'm saying? They were preying on that, basically. It kind of felt that way to me when I looked over it. It made me mad. It made me need to feel like I need to intercept and intervene on her behalf, and so anyways, they're a bad company. So what I would recommend is that if you are going to be with iCash, and you might have had absolutely no problems with them, you know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of people that are having problems, and they're doing it in a really sneaky way, in a way that's really, I don't respect it. I don't like it. And they also put me in a bad situation when it was during COVID, when I literally just took a serious loss financially. And I wasn't having it. So they had no remorse. They didn't care at all. And that's just not the way companies operate if they want to be long-term and last long and have good relationships with their customers and have people pay them back. So here's the trick. I'll tell you right now how you can get a free $100 in your bank account right now in 30 minutes e-transfer, just like that. And I'll show you how you don't have to pay it back. One, it doesn't go to collections because they don't even have the power to do that, which tells me they're illegitimate anyways. They're not legit, I guess, because I would imagine just like Kudo, I owe them, you know what I'm saying, and they put that's on my credit. I can go and look at that I still owe them that. It's a debt. This company should have been able to pass that debt on to collections. They didn't, which tells me there's something wrong. First red sign. Anyways, number 2, you do have to give them, you log in through your bank. You know what I'm saying? You might be like sketching out like, why would I do that after you just told me that? But hey, you know what? You can make another bank account. Not telling you to do that, just saying. Not telling you to rip a company off. I'm just saying you could if you wanted to. If you needed $100 right now and you didn't want to pay for it and you didn't care about your bank account because you can just go across the street and get a different bank in like 10 minutes, you get $100 right now, e-transfer, literally in 30 minutes. So, and then I thought, you know what, this company kind of deserves that. They really put a lot of people through grief unnecessarily, and they don't really operate professionally, and they're really causing a lot of damage and financial damage to their customers in a really crooked way. So, you know, karma's a bitch, right? But, so I figured, wow. Wouldn't it be great? Imagine if this video got like 100,000 views and every single one of the people that watch this downloaded the app, literally got an e-transfer for $100. Next day went to their bank, closed their bank account, went across the street, got a new bank. No problems. Who cares? You need $100 right now? You can have it right now in 30 minutes if you really need it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really care. It's not a big deal because they didn't really care, really. You know what I mean? When they put me $150 in debt into my bank account unnecessarily. And also there's a legal limit in how many times a loan company can actually try and take money from your bank account, which is usually has to do with your pay period. Whether that's every 2 weeks or every month, they're only allowed to try once each pay period legally. They did it every single day for 3 days in a row and put me in debt $150 in 3 days in my account. And then told me I owed them another $80 on top of the loan that I already owed them plus interest. Pretty cool. Well, if you go ahead onto the App Store right now and you type in iCash, you can download the app and literally set up a profile, take 3 minutes, and then you can apply for your first loan, which will be $100. That'll be the limit that they're gonna let you get right away. And literally within 30 minutes, you'll get an e-transfer. You have to log in through your bank like other apps and other companies and stuff like that. So no, they never tried to steal money from me. They only tried to take their money in a very, unprofessional way, which caused me trouble financially for absolutely no reason. Basically, they tried to bully me, I was playing by the rules. It was a mistake. It was an honest mistake. COVID happened, you know what I mean? I got caught off guard. And they should have had remorse for that situation, considering that we were in a pandemic, global pandemic. So, and they definitely are not legally allowed to try to pull out money after you told them that it's not there every single day for 3 days in a row and destroy your account. No. So you can do that, and it really won't affect you at all. It'll affect the company though. Justly so. I think they should be completely put out of business and file for bankruptcy, which they probably are in the process of. So why does it really matter? It doesn't. So go ahead and download the app. You know what I mean? Get yourself $100. They'll e-transfer it to you, and then go and close your account. Go to your bank the next day. They're not going to try and take the money until when you set the date, anyways. And then you just close that account down, go across the street, and get a different account. Simple as that. Move forward. There's $100 for you right now in 30 minutes. So I guess I'm gonna call this video a free $100 bill, or free $100 in 30 minutes e-transfer. ICash. Yeah, I think I might call that. Anyways, they're ripping people off left, right, and center, and as in not playing fair by normal lending company rules, even though that they try to claim that they're a legitimate lending company, which if they were, then a debt that they have with one of their clients or customers would probably get passed down to collections after 2 years. And if it doesn't, maybe they don't want a paper trail, maybe something's wrong, I don't know. That's the normal process of a debt, especially with a loan company. So anyways, free $100 in 30 minutes e-transfer, legit. Wouldn't lie to you, wouldn't tell you to do it. Like I said, you know the risks. I'm not telling you to rip the company off. I'm just saying, if you were in a jam, considering that the times that we're in and you needed $100, and the company doesn't really play fair anyways, and they're putting people in debt unnecessarily and actually bullying people financially and in very unprofessional ways, that is not a part of any type of loan company protocol. So you're pretty much in a green light, go. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying for educational purposes only, just kind of showing you, how the company works and what my experience was and what is possible. You know what I mean? But I'm not recommending that you do that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's all I gotta say about ICash. I don't like you. I don't like you, ICash. A lot of people don't like you. You guys don't operate correctly, and I'll be damned if somebody comes and tries to take some money out of my account, tries to bully me financially, and tries to put me into a debt unprofessionally and doesn't follow the protocol that I'm also obligated to follow under your terms of agreement. Don't play with me, huh? You know what I mean? So there's your $100 for free in 30 minutes.